All right, so let's talk about the Tea Act of 1773. And even in the background here of this image, of this slide, you can see this is the East India Company's logo, kind of, their brand. And so that's what this Tea Act has everything to do with. It's the East India Company, and it's not really a new tax on tea. It's the continuation of the tax that's already been on tea from the Townshend Acts. If you'll remember, one of the taxes was on from the Townshend Acts was on tea, and that tax has never been repealed, actually. The other ones had, but that one hasn't been. And so the British East India Company has been in trouble because the Americans have put a boycott on all these goods that were taxed under the Townshend Acts. They're not buying those things. This Tea Act is an effort to save, basically, the British East India Company. They've got all this tea in warehouses, and they need to get rid of it. And so it grants the company, the East India Company, the right to skip the London tea merchants and sell it to the colonies directly. And so basically it cuts out the middleman, which makes the tea much cheaper, and therefore actually the tea is cheaper with the Townshend tax on it than even like smuggled tea. And so what they're trying to do is help this company out, and at the same time it's going to hurt smugglers, and then anybody else that's also just any other company. Basically gives them a monopoly. It's saying, here, this company, you get special privileges, and so that causes some people some problems. But the thing is, the colonists are still saying, hey, we still don't accept these taxes, that you have the right to taxes, even if that makes the tea cheaper. We're not going to accept this tax. And so they respond. All this tea is arriving in the port cities where the company, they're going to several different port cities, and in most of them, they're actually able to either get the authorities there, like the tea consignees, to like either resign, or somehow get the governor or somebody to force just say, hey, we're not going to accept the tea, and send it back. But in Boston, the governor refuses, and he's ready to take a stand here, and he's at any moment he can get them to unload the tea, he's going to. Of course, the people there in Boston aren't letting them unload it, and so they're at a standstill. And the Sons of Liberty organize basically this event known as the Boston Tea Party, where they march onto these boats onto this boat in the ship in the middle of the night and destroy this entire shipload of tea, like 342 chests of tea, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of tea. If not, I think the estimates are pretty close to about $1 million worth of tea is destroyed. And this is the Tea Act. This is the last place where this East India Company's tea is still in the colonies. Every other place has gotten it returned, but in Boston they don't, and they dump it out. And this is an escalation of hostility between the colonies. So we've kind of seen rising hostility between each side. No side is really backing down. One side backs down temporarily, but this is a step that the Parliament and the British are not going to accept very well, and so they see this as an escalation, and in turn we're going to see a continuing of that escalation after this Tea Act. So this is kind of a pivotal moment. This Boston Tea Party is taken very seriously by the British, and so this is kind of the pivot point. Things really change after this moment, and it's going to be very difficult to step back from that and avoid war. Perhaps it still could have been, but it wasn't, as we know, and this is kind of one of those key moments in history.